Year 9. Our law number 4 today is power of a power. So to do power of a power, what these questions will look like will be brackets where you have got two powers next to each other. So you have a to the power of m inside the brackets, and all of that needs to be the power of n outside the brackets. So to do this, to expand those brackets out, a stays the base and you multiply the powers together, so m times n. So what you'll find with all the laws that we are learning, it's important that you don't get them mixed up. So be very careful with that. Make yourself some notes on your reference sheet. Don't get your rules mixed up, please. So example number 1, using my power of a power rule. If 5 is the base, then I need to multiply those powers to expand it out. So 6 times 10 is 60. So 5 to the power of 60. In question 2, m is the base, and I multiply 5 times 11, which is 55. In question 3, there's 2 things in the brackets. That means that each of these powers has to be multiplied with the 3. So let's do one at a time. We start with the x. We do 2 times 3 is 6, so x to the power of 6. Then we do the y's, which is 4 times 3, which is 12. Okay, so question 4 is very similar. I have got 2 things inside the bracket, so I do each one separately. Starting with the b, I have b to the power of 4, so I want to go 4 times 6 is 24. Then for the c, I want to times the powers. 2 times 6 is 12. Question 5, I just have 2 of these things next to each other, so I have to expand both of them using my law. So for the first one, a is the base. 2 times 4 is 8. Then I have a multiplication sign, and I want to do the second one. A is the base again. 3 times 7 is 21. Now, this is a multiplication problem, which was my first law. When we are multiplying things with the same bases, we add the powers. So a is the base, and 8 plus 21 is a power of 29. A to the power of 29. Question 6 is very similar, so let's practice this again. Starting with the first bracket, m is the base. 4 times 2 is 8. Then we have a multiplication sign, and we do the second bracket. M is the base. 3 times 5 is 15. Now we have a multiplication problem, which means m is the base. We add the powers. 8 plus 15 is 23. Question 7 is similar, a small difference because it's divided, but the first step is to expand these brackets out. So for the first one, n is the base. 7 times 2 is 14. This time I have a divide sign, and I do the second one. N is the base. 2 times 4 is 8. Now, because I am dividing, this was the second law. When we divide things with the same bases, we subtract the powers. So n is the base. 14, take away 8 is 6. And question 8. First thing we want to do is to expand the bracket. So y is the base, and we multiply the powers. 8 times 3 is 24. On the bottom, we don't have any brackets to expand, so I'm just going to write that down again, y to the power of 9. Now remember that a divide sign can be written like this as a divide, but the fraction line also means divide. So I'm actually going to be using the same rule that I was using in question 7. I am dividing those things there. So using law number 2, I keep the base and I subtract the powers. 24 take away 9 is 15. Okay, that's power of a power. Time for you to practice. Be careful, check your answers carefully and often to make sure you're not making mistakes as you go.